Welcome back to Esthetician Edit. I'm Anastasia.
And I'm Samantha. And today on the podcast, we have our very first brow artist. We're super excited. Please welcome Genesis Quinones.
Thank you. Thank you guys for having me here today. I'm super honored.
Thank you. So the first question that we always like to ask, just so that everyone can kind of get to know you, is how you got started in this industry, and specifically like how your journey to becoming a brow artist happened.
Okay, how I got started into doing brows, how I got started into this career. That's actually super interesting because I was never interested in brows. I was never looked at videos of brows. Nothing with brows, to be honest, was I ever interested in. But it just started following me, like this thought of do brows, like haunting me in the middle of the night, like do eyebrows. And at the time, I was a general manager for plastic surgery. Like I was not into the beauty industry at all. I've always been a person to take care of myself and into beauty, but it wasn't like, I would never even go even do my eyebrows. I mean, it wasn't something like that I would actually go and do. So I was watching Netflix with my mans, and I was like, I'm gonna do eyebrows. And he's like, what are you talking about? You're gonna do eyebrows? I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do eyebrows. He's like, why would you do eyebrows? And I'm like, you're so right. Why would I do eyebrows? That's so random, so weird. Like, why would I do eyebrows? So then a year went by. I was working for a medical device company, and I quit that job. And he came home, and I'm like, I quit my job. He's like, what do you mean you quit your job? Like, we have bills. I was like, yeah, but I'm going to go do eyebrows. He's like, you're still not over the eyebrow thing? I was like, no, I'm going to go do eyebrows. I don't know why I have to go do eyebrows, but I have to go do eyebrows. So then I started booking flights all over the U.S. to different courses to people that I would have wanted to learn from that are the best in the United States, basically. And I'm like, I'm going to do this. If I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it right. I'm going to make sure I learn from the best. I'm not going to just go to whatever person because the course is cheap or whatever the case is. Because if I'm going to do it, I want to be the best. So I started booking courses like back to back within a matter of 3 to 4 months to try to be the best in eyebrows, practicing like day and night. And that's kind of how I got into it. And then I just started loving it. And I'm like, I'm really good at this, you know? And I see people in the industry that have probably done this way longer than I have. And honestly, like, I feel like my work is pretty fire. I mean, you know? So, I mean, I guess it ties back to what you love. When you love something, you're good at it. When you do it for just the money, it shows, you know, obviously.
Were you worried at all? Because, I mean, you quit your job. So were you worried at all that maybe you would start becoming a brow artist, but then you wouldn't like it? Or did you know that you would like it?
That's an interesting question.
She kept saying, I'm going to do brows.
I know, I was scared that I wasn't going to like it, but I feel like I've always liked beauty in general, so I'm like, I should like it, but that's why I did it, because I don't have kids, so I'm like, if I don't like it, and worst case scenario, I go super broke, and I have to live under a bridge with a mattress, it's fine, because it's only going to be me and my mans. I mean, I don't have kids, so we're all good, you know, it's fine.
Yeah, because you hear a lot, like, in esthetician school, at least when I went to esthetician school, I was like, in my head, I was like, I want to do permanent makeup, like, that's what I went in with. And I don't have like the patience to sit there and like be so detailed. So for me, like very quickly, I was like, okay, no, I can't do this. I love facials. So that's why I ask you, like, it's interesting that you knew right away what you were going to do and you liked it, because sometimes we think we know what we want, but it's not the case, right?
You're right, because when I went to esthetician school, they told me that too. They're like, oh, do you like facials now? And I was like, no, I don't, you know? And then it changes as you get to know what you like in school. So I don't know. The intuition, it comes. I can't.
It was meant to be.
Yeah.
So you have your own studio. How did that come into play?
So the studio came into play. Basically, I was done taking all the courses back to back, and I was returning an Amazon package. And next to where I was returning the Amazon package, it was like in a UPS store, and I saw some suites. And I was like, oh my God, I just finished all the courses. Now what's the next step? Like, I'm not working right now. I already finished all the courses. What am I doing next? And I saw the suites, and I walk in, and I'm like, maybe I should get a suite. And that was like in Cutler Bay. And I walk in, I call them, and they're like, oh, we don't have anything available. What we have available is in Coral Gables. And I called my man, and I was like, maybe I should get a suite in Coral Gables because they don't have anything in Cutler Bay. He's like, you're just going to get a suite like that? And I was like, yeah, I'm going to get a suite. He's like, no.
Things happen.
Like, exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, maybe I shouldn't go to Coral Gables because it's going to be too expensive, right? So I go to Coral Gables. I fall in love with the location. And I tell a lady, no, I want the suite. And I give her the deposit, and I'm like, I'm going to do this.
Wow.
And the ladies, and my man's like, so you're just going to get a suite? And I was like, yeah. He's like, what? You don't have any clients? I was like, that's fine.
You'll figure it out.
It's fine. I'll figure it out. If I have to get a sign that says browse and go to Dixie Highway and say browse this way and start doing like the whole dance, it's gonna get paid. But I'll figure it out. It's up to me to make it happen. It's up to me, my success to prosper. You know, it's nobody else's.
I love how like because a lot of people I feel like will just start thinking like, how is this gonna happen? And they start thinking like 10 steps ahead. I like how you kind of are acting in the moment and just trusting. And I feel like you sounds like you're taking like what's called like aligned action. Like when things just are in alignment, it's like, okay, everything happens when it's supposed to, and you're not worrying about, okay, did you think that you were gonna get a suite way in advance, or when you were there you were like, you see,
I had
that's
no
like
idea. I didn't even know what was gonna be the next step.
That's crazy, yeah. And it's worked out.
Yes,
obviously.
It's worked
out. How long
out.
has it been?
I never failed to pay the rent, even the first week I was there. I always made it happen. I'm like, obviously, for me to get clients, I have to create content, right? So why would I be lazy with the content? I have to make content. I have to make content. It's a full-time job. Everything has a cause and effect. So it's up to me to make it happen. Yeah. So it's kind of like the way I've always done it.
So how did you get clients through the door? And like, was it as
simple as you thought you would be?
As simple?
To be honest, yes, because I feel like I have a gift when it comes to content. I don't know what it is, but I'm very creative. It just comes to me naturally in knowing what stories to post, when to post a story, like the vision, how my feed should look, when to, like, everything just comes to me naturally. I can't explain it. I don't know. So it was easy, but it's just like a gift that I feel like I have that people are born with when it comes to creativity. So, but it wasn't easy either. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Let's go back on
what
the
are like
easiness.
the challenges you feel like
the challenges is that you don't have a life. The challenges is that you work 24/7 because you're always trying to be on top and trying to be the best that you can be than you were yesterday. So it's not that it's easy. It comes to me easy, but it's not easy. It's hard as shit.
Yeah,
is what it is. Okay.
And in I mean, how? Because okay, when you are showing up online, you're obviously really promoting yourself as the best because you want people to come to you. But then how do you balance like actually starting and maybe even not being so great in the beginning? Or do you feel like you were naturally really good at brows from the very beginning?
I was not. I was always hard on myself. I was like, this is awful. This is so bad. You know, this is like super terrible. Like I was looking at work from me for like 3 years ago. I was like, oh my God, who let me post that on my story? But no, I don't know. I guess it's just about fake it till you make it. To be honest, you know, fake it till you make it. Listen, I'm the best. I only have 3 appointments available today. That's it. I'm fully booked. Like that's how you do it. You have to create urgency.
And do you only do brows?
Brows and lash lifts and permanent makeup.
And for brows, is it just wax or do you also do threading? Like what are those services? Just wax.
Yeah.
Okay.
And brow laminations?
Yeah, brow lamination, everything brows, permanent makeup and lash lifts.
Okay.
Yeah.
I need to go.
I know we gotta take a visit.
No, for sure.
Okay, were there any moments where you went against your gut? So like against your intuition and things didn't work out for you?
No.
I'm perfection. Absolutely not.
She's like, I just follow my heart. I follow my intuition.
I swear. I know. Intuition is everything to me. I don't feel like it never not worked out.
Is there any, like, okay, has this been like your first career?
And not really, because I've followed intuition before, like when I told you it was a general manager job. And I walked in there with a bunch of other people that are like 40, 50 years old, a lot of previous experience. And I got a general manager job being 21 years old with 50 employees. I don't know how I got that. I wasn't even in the medical field. So listen, I don't know what this
and
intuition
did you like
is on.
That job?
Yes. No. No. No, I didn't like it.
And
I liked
so
the pay.
once you felt like, was there like, it was kind of brewing of like, I don't want to be here anymore. What am I going to do? Or was it like the brows was like calling on you? And
it was just calling on me.
Wow.
It was just coming. It was just someone like behind my, I don't know how to describe it. Actually, I do know how to describe it because you did ask me how to describe it. And I do have it here.
I kind of have a similar story because I just opened my own suite and I couldn't sleep for a whole week because I was working for someone else before. And I literally, when I tell you, I could not sleep because I was just having so many ideas. Like, I want to open my suite, and I couldn't stop talking about it. And then I did it, and then now I obviously could sleep better. But it's like sometimes you get like these like impulses where you just have to do it or you're gonna go crazy.
Yes, you have to do it. That I feel like that's something talking to you, because the future of you already knows that you have it. So now it's up to you to claim it and make it happen versus you letting it go. That's why we can't sleep. Does that make sense? Because your future self already knows that you have it.
Yeah.
So
Love that.
That's a good way to point that out. Yeah.
Right? Okay. Because you had asked me, is intuition a skill that can be developed, or is it something innate? Correct? So I had wrote down that I believe that everyone has intuition, just some discover it sooner than later. But when we're kids, I feel like we follow it. But as we grow up, we detach ourselves from it because society steers us to having certain beliefs that go against our own. So being your own person isn't common. So that's what I feel like happens with intuition.
It's kind of like you don't care what people think. Like you really genuinely care about yourself and what you want to do.
Yes.
Like you don't have a lot of like outside noise.
No,
affecting
it's just
you.
about being in the present. And then, and it all ties back to like even the content. Like when you do content, don't even really look at your competition. Just do content that resonates with you. Doesn't matter. At the end of the day, regardless. So you might as well give them a reason to talk that you're happy doing. How do I explain it? Like give them a reason to talk. I got stuck.
It's okay.
No, keep going. Don't worry.
No, I got stuck. Like do content that resonates with you, that makes you feel comfortable. Like I've never cared about it cringing to me, or like what people have to say about me, or what people talk about me, you know, like at the end of the day, people are gonna talk. So just do things that
Just do whatever it is that you want.
Yeah, that makes you stand out.
Exactly.
I mean, it sounds like you're just confident in who you are, to be honest. Like I see like a confident woman who just doesn't like care at all of what other people think. And I think that like over time when we're younger, sometimes we let those voices creep in and then they become our own voices. I mean, I don't know if you have any of like self-doubt or any, like, do you have any?
She seems like she doesn't.
Do you have any self-doubt at all?
Do not know what that is.
Oh my God. I mean, like,
no, I know
who are your parents? Maybe my parents?
You know why I think I'm like this? Because my parents have always doubted me.
Oh, okay.
That's the
not what I
opposite.
expected to hear.
So my parents have never believed in me. Like they've always doubted me. They've never supported me. They've never seen me for how you guys see me. So that's why I feel like has made me who I am. It's not because of how my parents have raised me. I've actually used that to make the opposite of who I am today versus it bringing me down.
Wow.
That's interesting because some people do the opposite. Like they'll let it affect them, and then I do see like very like there's like gems in this world that take like their struggles and and they like flip it, you know?
Yeah.
So that's admirable.
Thanks. You've made my day.
It's true, though.
So
It's true.
sweet. Yeah. Because that's what life is about. You know, at the end of the day, life is about what makes you happy. You have to be selfish in order to be selfless later. That's what I've learned. Like at the end of the day, people do what's going to make whatever benefits them. And as crappy as that sounds, as horrible as that sounds, it's the way it is. And you could be, so many things I've learned, you could be a good person, but you can't be a nice person because people just run all over you, you know? So, yeah, I love that you see that.
And content-wise, how do you separate you working in your studio, taking clients, all of that, and doing the content at the same time? Like, how do you ever struggle with that? Do you like know what you're doing?
Yes,
How does that work?
It's so hard. I don't know what I'm doing at this point because now it's getting to a point that I'm so busy throughout the day that I'm like, okay, I'm gonna use those 20 minutes to make a video, and it's like those 20 minutes I just need like a second to breathe, so I don't end up making a video. So what I've been doing is like on my days off, like on Mondays I'll make content, and I'll make content all day
For the week.
for the week or for the month, because I try to do that, but it's so hard. It's so hard to do everything. In those 20 minutes I'm responding to someone or just something, you know.
Do you edit your content yourself, or do you like outsource at all?
It depends. I have worked with different social media agencies, but the reason that I like to work with them from time to time is because I have certain ideas and I need their help to bring it to life, because I do not have the time nor the patience to sit there to bring those ideas to life. But I will come to them with the idea that I want to do, and then they'll just make it
happen.
Yeah, because I can't do everything, you know.
Yeah, it's honestly way too much, and then it burns you out at the end of the day. Have you ever dealt with burnout?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
And how do you like reel it back? and like
reel it back, girl. I don't even remember. Reel it back. Last year, I hadn't gotten a vacation almost 2 to 3 years, and I'm like, I need a vacation. I was going crazy. It was like things. My brain was loading, but it wasn't like finished loading. Like loading, does that make sense? Like you get a thought, but the thought doesn't complete. It was like that was burnout. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? Like
and it's kind of like you need to look at it as a big picture. Like it's almost like you want to remove yourself and be like, okay, how do I
take a step back,
like kind of restructure so that I can help myself? But then when you're in it, it's so hard to do that and like take yourself out of it.
It's hard, because you have to stay inspired. Because then what's the point of life? You know, everything can't just be work. Like it's nice to love what you do and have a career that you love what you do, but at the end of the day, life is beautiful, but you can't lose track of life being beautiful, because then it's just like, what's the point? At the end of the day, we wake up, go to work, and then come back home. No, we have to stay some type of inspired. But it's
like
hard.
Work-life balance.
Yes,
super important.
It's hard to lose that.
As a business owner, I bet. How long has it been that you've had your own
It's
studio?
gonna be 3 years soon.
Oh wow, congrats.
And do you feel like you've gotten to a place where you've been able to find a work-life balance?
You're asking of a difficult person here, because I don't know how to have that. Like I guess since I love what I do, I don't know how to balance it out. I'm always like,
but
go.
Does it continuously inspire you?
Work?
Yeah.
Yes, I always try to find ways for it to continue inspiring me, like finding new things I want to level up in, not just go to work and do brows. I'm like, how can I be bigger? How can I be better? Because I can't just stay in the same level. It bothers me. I'm like, I don't know.
Have you thought about giving like courses?
Yes, I give online,
you
not
already
online. Jesus Christ. I give
Online?
in-person courses. I started that last year. And then this year I want to release online. That's like my goal this year.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's what's beautiful about this industry, is because I do see a lot of estheticians as creatives. So one, like you can create your own brand. You can like be very expressive with who you are. Also the lines that you decide to work with, like you're choosing lines that also express who you are as well, like that align with you. And then like when you get bored of doing one thing, you can go do another thing, or you can become an educator, and like, you know what I'm saying? Like the sky's the limit. What do you see? I mean, I know that now you want to do like online courses, but like, do you have a vision for like the next 5 to 10 years, or are you just kind of following
I'm following whatever my heart
the path.
The path of life. That is what I'm doing. Pretty much online courses, and I have other plans, but I don't want to reveal them yet. Because
Stay tuned.
Yeah. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Okay, let me look at my question.
I feel like this is one of the easiest podcasts that we've ever had, because you're like really on top of like you're super energetic and you know exactly what you want to say. Yeah.
I feel like
no, compared to others, like the others podcasts guests that we've had, they've been kind of like very
For real?
like, mellow and chill.
I feel like I'm not 100% right now, so thank you so much.
Really?
Yes, thank you.
You're doing really good. You're doing really good.
I guess I have a question, just because like I'm a newer esthetician and I'm like just opened my suite and stuff. Like when it comes to getting clients, I mean, I know you're talking about like social media, but what are other ways that you got clients in the beginning, and how did you make them stick?
My brain is going back
loading.
to the loading.
Let me think.
Loading. How did I make them stick? Okay, there's so many things that tie to keeping clients. So many things, I would say, like even how you make a client feel and adjusting to everybody's personality when they come in, because there's people that test you. You know, we're judgmental. We're humans, so we have to kind of mold ourselves to their personality. So as soon as I meet a client, I'm always like, hi, nice to meet you, I'm Jen. And I'm always like, have you done this before? Try to make small talk, you know, try to get a feel for them, try to make them feel comfortable. Ask them, how did you hear about me? So I know what's working. How did they hear about me? If it's Instagram, okay, I know Instagram's working. I know it's TikTok. Oh, it's TikTok because I work with that influencer. Also, by reaching out to influencers, and not being scared for them to tell me no or leave me on red. I do not care if you leave me on red, girl. At least I tried. Like, I don't care who you are. I mean, I tried, you know. Hey, do you want to work with me? I'm doing you a favor. I'm offering you a service. You don't want to work with me? That's on you, you know.
Yeah.
That's your problem. But not caring, and reaching out to many of them in a day, having a certain goal. I'm going to reach out to 20 influencers today. and then tomorrow I'm gonna reach out to another 20, and having a certain feed for what you're planning, like for the whole month. Okay, this month I'm gonna post this, and staying consistent. Consistency is
Very
key.
important.
6 stories minimum a day, every day.
It's like writing this down.
Take down these
mentally.
notes.
Yes,
Samantha.
and it can be simple. Like it can be everything. People want to see everything. What are you eating? What are you having for lunch? What time are you waking up? Your avocado toast. You know, they want to get to know
Yeah.
who you are as a person. So that's how they resonate with you. It's
I
not
love
as
it.
difficult as, you know, it seems.
Do you have any other questions?
It's going so well. I feel like she's like answering everything we've ever asked for.
Why are people not? Do people not answer like this?
No, they do, but it's just I feel like I don't know. I feel like right or am I crazy? I feel like it's different with the other people that we've had. The vibe.
Yeah.
What, like it's like what? I was meant to do this for a living or what?
Yeah,
Don't tell
I
me
think
this.
I
Don't
think
start my own
it's
podcast
time
channel
for you
right
to
now.
open a podcast.
For real? I want to actually.
Yeah?
I really actually do want to.
You
So we
should.
actually, it's funny because we've actually really wanted to do a podcast like years ago. We just unfortunately never got to it. And then Sam used to work here. She left to become an esthetician, and then she came back. And when she came back, I don't know what happened, but we made it happen after like 3 years of trying to have a podcast. So
That's awesome. You never
yeah.
gave up on it. That's
No.
super important.
It always
Wow.
happens
Yeah.
perfect timing.
yeah,
Everything happens at
Literally.
its
And sometimes
divine timing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes things I feel like it's weird because like things will be in my sphere like years before and I'll kind of entertain it a little bit and then years later I like finally commit to it, if that makes sense. Like even if it's a book, like someone will hand me a book like 2 years ago and then I'll read it like now. Like, you know, things are kind of
wasn't
like
your time
always
yet.
exactly like wasn't your time yet. So I think now is like the perfect time for this podcast.
I love that.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
really cool.
Do you ever do like your own videos where you talk
Eh.
about like yourself or who you are, how you got into the industry, stuff like that? Because
No.
that could be something that can maybe work as well.
No, but I don't know if you guys know about this podcast, Skinny Dipping.
I've heard of them.
Yes.
Yeah.
This girl that
She's
talks.
from California.
Yeah, and she's like spiritual and all that.
Mhm.
I would like to have a podcast like that
Mm-hmm.
to talk about kind of like the beauty, but like spiritual and stuff like that. But I just haven't gotten around to it. Everything has its time.
Yeah.
We'll get
And
there.
I'm sure your clients are like very similar to you, are they?
They are. I
Yeah.
feel like they were sent from the sky. I swear, everybody that comes through the door, I'm like, we're best friends. Like, I hang out with all my clients. I swear, my clients are my best friends. Like,
Yeah.
I'll go to dinner with one. The other day, I went with one to like a happy hour. I went to other one's house the other day. I don't even know. They're like my besties. Like,
That's so good.
we text all day. And let me tell you, I don't know. It's just like a connection.
Yeah.
We
Are they
just-
all the same like age range, or do you have
I
some
have
older?
every. I
you
have every
everything?
age. I
Every
have
age.
every age. They're all freaking awesome.
Nice.
I think honestly
universe has
that
blessed me.
is probably like the key to getting clients is like you really do have to show up as yourself and be authentic to yourself because you need to attract people who are like you. Those are the people that are going to stick. If
Yeah.
you're being something like inauthentic online,
Yes.
you attract someone that's like not like you. You're not going to really want to
Yes.
hang out with them long term and they're not going to really want to hang out with you. And I feel like I see that a lot like yesterday, I went to go pick up a machine from an esthetician. She's like retiring. She's been an esthetician for like 30 years. She's in her 60s. And this whole month, she saw one client like every single week because she does massage and
Yeah.
facials. And she's like, I literally had like a client for 17 years that like I've seen her get married. I've seen her had kids. Like I've seen her whole life. And it's like, it's more than just a client. It's like an actual relationship.
It really
Like
is.
for real, yeah. And it's usually
family.
people you would see as your friends.
Yes.
Yeah.
Authenticity always wins. That's why I stick to being authentic and being, you know,
True to yourself.
true to myself. Yes, because there's always going to be people that don't like you and there's always going to be people that like you. You might as well just be you because life is short, but it's not that long either. I don't know. It's just, you know,
Did you get a lot of backlash when you first opened your place?
backlash.
Like meaning like people
referring
who
to-
didn't like you, bad comments,
Yes,
negative
yes.
reviews.
I never
People
had.
who are
I don't have
harsh.
any negative reviews.
Okay.
I actually have over 100 5-star reviews already, which I'm
nice.
super
Wow.
happy about
Period.
that.
Congrats.
Yes, But backlash, I would say I have a lot of people that I would post a story and they would post the same story, copying me right after, like watching me so close that they'll copy everything I'm doing.
Yeah.
Because they're like, oh, it's working for her, I'm gonna repost it too, or I'm gonna do the same thing, or I'll post a reel and then the same day they'll post the same reel, or they'll start dressing like me.
Oh my
or
God.
like it just becomes very, or they're sweet, they'll decorate it exactly like me. There's been over 3 people that have freaking done the same style, the same rug, the same couch, and I'm like, just be original.
Be your own self.
Be
Yeah.
your own
Be yourself.
person. You know
We
what I'm
actually talked
saying?
about this. I think I don't remember which podcast it was,
think
but
it
we
was
had a
with
little.
Grace.
Yeah, we had a little session where we're like, it's crazy how many people nowadays want to be like others instead of being themselves.
But that's
and
why they don't move forward, because they're
Exactly.
too focused on everybody else.
on everybody else.
If you
Yeah,
focus on yourself, you'll move forward. If you're focused on fulana or whatever, how are you
Yeah.
gonna move forward?
But in a way, it's like kind of like a compliment because they admire you.
Yes, it's flattering. It's beautiful. it's super flattering, but it's like woman.
But at the
you
same
know
time,
what I mean?
that's-
Yeah, and
I
then it's like
think,
all your
yeah.
hard work is like they just get it easily.
But it's fine. You know why? Because I realized at the end of the day, I'm coming up with the next move. And
That's what's gonna
they're
save
always
anything.
behind.
Yeah,
They're
it
always
pushes you to
behind.
be an even better
like, okay,
person.
girl, copy me. You know, I'm already
Yeah.
on the next step. Like, keep
Yeah.
going. Just keep going. You never be me. And people realize what's original, what's not original. So at the end of the day, there's enough room for everybody. If that works for you, that makes you get clients, that makes you make money, do it. Do your
Yeah.
thing, girl. Like, there's enough room for everybody.
Yeah.
Going back to intuition, because I feel like some people are probably like, what is that? Like, I know people are like, how do you even follow your intuition? Like, what does that feel like? What would you say to someone that's like, I don't have a good intuition?
It's just like, let me take out my
Because
phone.
like my boyfriend always says your intuition sucks.
Really? He does?
He does?
Why?
Because I'll
Okay.
say a lot of things out of fear, and he's like, your gut, baby. He's like, we gotta work on your intuition.
I mean, we've already spoken about this many times. I feel like I have a pretty good intuition.
Mm-hmm.
When I put my mind to something, most of the time it comes true.
And it gets stronger
Yeah.
with time the more you trust
Oh,
yourself.
100%.
You know?
Yeah, I think trust is a big thing because if you
Yeah.
don't follow it, then it's like, then you're not strengthening
You're not
it.
believing in yourself.
But that's
Yeah.
why they always say no matter what, whether if it's for work or relationship, your own self, if you don't love yourself and you don't know how to like treat yourself, care for yourself first, then you'll never be able to do that for someone else.
For sure.
Yeah.
You first.
You first.
So, intuition, how would I describe it, right? It's a feeling of knowing a thought that's not really a thought. It's kind of like a voice that's speaking to you, but at the same time, it's not an actual voice speaking to you. It's like if your heart could speak, if your heart could talk, but like on a subconscious level. You're following?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm following.
No, I definitely felt it. I feel it within this career.
Yeah, because you
But-
followed it.
Yeah.
Because that now it's going to get stronger.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you're on
That's
the
all
path.
All of this
Ah,
kind of
it
makes
gets
me want to
stronger.
become like
An esthetician.
an esthetician.
It's crazy because I've thought about that for you.
You have?
Honestly, yeah, because ever since like work,
Do
so
it.
my parents own hair salons, so like I've always been like in the industry, and they have a spa and all of that, and then working for here too, like it's all about the aesthetics. It's like I've learned so much about skin, like brows, all of that. But I always told myself that if I were to do something, it would be brows.
Do it.
Yeah, like I'm actually resonating with you. You know what? Maybe I'll take some classes with you.
Yes, I teach to the core. No,
Okay.
like to the core. Because let me tell you, I've done so many courses and I feel like I've learned, but not the way that I would want to learn for the amount of money I'm paying. So what does that mean? Like I teach from like everything, my business structure. So what does that mean? How to make passive income from products that you sell, how I plan my feed, how I like to create my content. Like I teach you everything within inside of my business, not just how to do brows. Because I feel like
You get, like, a
you're
full
paying,
package.
yes, like
Yeah.
you're paying to learn from me. I'm not gonna just teach you how to do brows. I'm gonna teach you everything. Why I clean the brow before I do a service. Why I use this product. Like every single thing. So I'm super like picky with that,
Yeah,
girl.
because you want to
Yeah.
know what you do to be successful.
Yes,
Like, that's why I
what
think
you're paying for. you know?
Exactly, you're paying for it to learn from a successful person. So you want like the tips and tricks.
But
of,
people
like,
don't do that. They just teach
yeah.
you, okay, this is how I do a lamination. What the
Yeah.
hell am I gonna do with that?
Mhm.
So I had to fail like 1,000 times to figure out how to do it. So now I'm like, I want you to skip all that hassle.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
But you have to also be, I feel like, I don't know, not be scared in the sense that, oh, this person's gonna learn all my tricks and they're gonna get, my clients. I don't really care about that, Like I said,
they come and
there's-
go.
Yes.
Yeah, they
Yes.
come and go. And if people aren't interested, for example, in getting, if anyone, if anyone is interested in getting some more information on your course, how can they reach out to you?
DM me.
DMing you.
Yes.
And what's your Instagram handle?
Miami Beauty Corner.
Miami Beauty Corner.
Yes.
Reach out to her.
Yeah.
Well, I
Hit
think
up your girl.
I've actually thought about it a few times about you becoming an esthetician.
That's crazy. I'm not even joking.
And
Like I'm actually
sometimes-
really not
Wait,
joking.
why?
It's been like talking about intuition. Like it's been like something that I've been thinking about for a while.
But let me tell you something. When you say something out loud, it's because it's real.
It's
so if you're
real.
saying it out loud, you're saying it here in this
Yeah.
podcast. You need to go and run.
And it's not the
do
first
this,
time
like
that this
today.
has happened before. Like I've actually looked into it. Like I've looked into schools.
What?
Like my parents have contacts for like directors of schools in Miami. So it's like it's not the first time.
Woman.
But now more than ever, I'm like, this is the moment.
I think
and
it's
I've
gonna
also
happen.
like I've been talking about this. Like I feel like I need some extra income and like I don't know, sometimes like I want to do something more
I
than
can
what I
work
do
in my
now.
suite.
I know I was thinking about that.
Do it.
Okay,
Do
guys,
it
stop. Can we make it
together.
happen?
Do it.
Can we make this happen
Yes,
for real?
yes, yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay.
Yes. The sky's the limit, guys.
Yeah.
And if you're saying it, do it. Follow your heart. And you already started following your heart.
Yeah.
And you guys
Yeah.
started following your heart even in December when you opened the podcast.
Yes.
So it's
Yeah.
everything's working, aligning
Everything's
for you
working in
as
our
it
favor.
should. So now you just gotta keep
Get
it
to it.
going. Yes. That's amazing.
Thank you.
Thank
She's so
you.
sweet.
She's super sweet. That's it.
Sorry,
We're friends
guys.
already. I'm getting
No,
your
for
phone
real.
number. I'm
No,
gonna go to happy
seriously.
hour.
Yes. Yes.
We're the same age.
Yeah, you said coffee. I said no, happy hour. I don't
Happy
do
hour.
happy hour. I do happy hour.
I don't like coffee that much
No.
either.
What? I'm obsessed with
Like-
coffee.
No, I like coffee, but I prefer alcohol.
You prefer espresso martinis. How about
Yes, I
that?
can
Yeah, I
do
can do that. Okay, well, I think that's it for
That's a
today's
wrap,
podcast. So they can find you on Instagram. Do you have a website?
MiamiBeautyCorner.com.
MiamiBeautyCorner.com. And then do you have like any upcoming events, classes that you want to share?
So my classes are one-on-one, so they have to DM me. I don't do group classes just yet because I do the trainings in my suite. In the future, I do want to do group classes, but that's not out yet. And yeah, the event, no, it's for Valentine's Day, February 7th. Be there, be square.
What time is that
We'll
at?
be there.
6 p.m. to 8 p.m. I'm
6
going to
p.m. to 8
have Valentine's Day drinks. It's going to be music, a charcuterie board, you know, for the girly pops.
So cute.
Very
Love that.
cute.
Well, this is actually, it's going to work out because your podcast is going to come out next week. So yeah,
Okay. Awesome.
and we'll be there.
Well, thank
Yay.
you again
Thank you
for
for having
coming
me.
to our podcast.
You guys are awesome.
Bye, guys.
Bye.